that they are very comprehensive, and, therefore, from the immensity of the theme, it will not be possible to do more than attempt to bring a general clarity of conception as to the broad outline of the process, and as to the gradual development of consciousness. For the sake of an intelligent following of this matter, it might be wise first to lay down a number of propositions which, even if already known and appreciated, will serve students as the scaffolding on which to erect the intended structure of knowledge. If a student of the wisdom can grasp the nature of the general theme, he can then more easily and accurately fit the detailed information into its appropriate niche. Perhaps the best plan would be to formulate certain questions, and then proceed to answer them, the answers to embody therefore the propositions that will be laid down. These questions arise naturally to the student of the secret doctrine, when he has reached the point where the big plan is becoming visible to him, but the pile of detailed material to be built in remains, as yet, inchoate. The questions we might ask and study are the following. 1. What is the relationship of the sun to the sun? 2. What is evolution and how does it proceed? 3. Why is this solar system evolving along the lines of duality? 4. What is consciousness and what is its place in the present scheme of things? 5. Is there a direct analogy between the development of the following factors? A solar system, a planet, a man, and an atom? 6. What is the mind aspect and why is the monasic or mental principle of such importance? Who are the Manasaputras, or the sons of mind? 7. Why is the progress of evolution cyclic? 8. Why, as yet, do we consider certain knowledge as esoteric, and other aspects of knowledge as exoteric? 9. What is the relationship between A. the 10 planetary schemes, B. the 7 sacred planets, C. the 7 globes in the chain, D. the 7 rounds in the globe, E. the 7 root races and the subraces? When we have endeavored to answer in brief and concise fashion these 9 questions, and have grasped, through their replies, something of the purpose lying behind the evolution of the consciousness of the sun, with all that is included in that expression, we shall be in a position to go more intelligently into a consideration of the plan, and to grasp more accurately the immediate stage ahead to be attained, working from our present standpoint as a basis. We must ever remember that a curious interest and a far-seeing grasp of the plan of the Logos is of no importance to a man unless he correlates the present with that which he believes to lie in the future, unless he ascertains the point achieved, and realizes wherein consists the work immediately to be undertaken in this gradual process of attaining full consciousness. Chart IV, Chart of the Pleroma according to Valentinus 95 First the point, the monad, Bythus, the deep, the unknown and unknowable Father. Then the triangle, Bythus and the first emanated pair or dwad, nous, mind, and its syzygy aletheia, truth. Then the square, the dual dwad, tetractys or quaternary, 2 males, the logos, word, and anthropo, man, 2 females, their syzygies, equals zoe, life, and ecclesia, the church or assembly, 7 in all. The triangle the potentiality of spirit, the square the potentiality of matter. The vertical straight line the potency of spirit, and the horizontal the potency of matter. Next comes the pentagram, the pentad, the mysterious symbol of the Manasaputras or sons of wisdom, which together with their syzygies make 10, or the decad. And last of all, the hexalphi or interlaced triangles the hexad, which with their syzygies make 12, or the dodecad. Such are the contents of the pleroma or completion, the ideas in the divine mind, 28 in all, for Bythus or the Father is not reckoned as it is the root of all. The 2 small circles within the pleroma are the syzygy Christos pneuma, Christ and the Holy Spirit. These are after emanations and, as such, from one aspect, typify the descent of spirit, to inform and evolve matter, which essentially proceeds from the same source. And from another, the descent or incarnation of the chimeras or the higher egos of humanity. From Lucifer, for May, 1890. Asterisk I. What is the relationship of the sun to the sun? This question brings us primarily to a consideration as to who is the sun, and what is his function. Two factors are universally recognized in all systems that merit the name of philosophy. They are the two factors of spirit and matter, of Purusha and Prakriti. There is at times a tendency to confound such terms as life and form, consciousness and the vehicle of consciousness, with the terms spirit and matter. They are related, but clarity of view would be facilitated if it were realized that prior to manifestation, or to the birth of a solar system, it is more correct to utilize the words spirit and matter. When these two are interrelated during manifestation, and after the cessation of the prolic interval, or interlude between two systems, then the terms life and form, consciousness and its vehicles, are more correct, for during the period of abstraction consciousness is not, form is not, and life, demonstrating as an actual principle, is not. There is spirit substance but in a state of quiescence, of utter neutrality, of negativity, and of passivity. In manifestation the two are approximated. They interact upon each other. Activity supersedes quiescence. Positivity replaces negativity. Movement is seen in place of passivity, and the two primordial factors are no longer neutral to each other, but attract and repulse, interact and utilize. Then and only then, can we have form animated by life, and consciousness demonstrated through appropriate vehicles. How can this be expressed? In terms of fire, when the two electric poles are brought into definite relationship we have demonstrated, along the line of occult sight, and of occult feeling, both heat and light. This relationship is brought about, and perfected during the evolutionary process. This heat and light are produced by the union of the two poles, or by the occult marriage of male and female, of spirit, father, and matter, mother. In terms of the physical, this union produces the objective solar system, the son of the father and the mother. In terms of the subjective, it produces the sun, as the sum total of the qualities of light and heat. In terms of fire, by the union or one-ment of electric fire, spirit, and fire by friction, energized matter, solar fire is produced. This solar fire will be distinguished above all else by its evolutionary development, and by the gradual intensification of the heat, to be felt, and of the light to be seen. For a clearer comprehension of this abstract matter, we might consider the microcosm, or man evolving in the three worlds. Man is the product of the approximation, at present imperfect, of the two poles of spirit, the Father in heaven, and of matter, the Mother. The result of this union is an individualized Son of God, or unit of the Divine Self, an exact replica in miniature on the lowest plane of the great Son of God, the All-Self, who is in himself the totality of all the miniature sons, of all the individualized selves, and of each and every unit. The microcosm, expressed in other terms or from the subjective point of view, is a miniature sun distinguished by the qualities of heat and light. At present that light is, under the bushel, or deeply hidden by a veil of matter, but in due process of evolution it will shine forth to such an extent that the veils will be lost from sight in a blaze of exceeding glory. At present the microcosmic heat is of small degree, or the magnetic radiation between the microcosmic units is but little felt, in the occult significance of the term, but as time proceeds, the emanations of heat, due to intensification of the inner flame, coupled with the assimilated radiation of other units will increase, and become of such proportions that the interaction between the individualized selves will result in the merging to perfection of the flame within each one, and a blending of the heat. This will proceed until there is one flame with countless sparks within it, until the heat is general and balanced. When this is the case and each Son of God is a perfected Son, characterized by perfectly expressed light and heat, then the entire solar system, the greater Son of God, will be the perfected Sunday. The system will then be characterized by a blaze of refulgent glory, and by a radiation that will link it up with its cosmic center, and thus effect the liberation of the Sun and his return to the far distant source from whence the primal impulse originated. Therefore, bear in mind, first, that the Sun is the radiant result of the union of spirit and matter, and may be considered as the totality of the solar system, the Sun and the 7 sacred planets. Second, that the Sun manifests through his qualities of light and heat, as does the solar Sunday. Third, that the Sun is the product of the electrical union of fire by friction, and electric fire, and is himself solar fire, or the manifestation of the other two, hence that which is seen and that which is felt. Finally, that the Sun, therefore, is the middle manifestation, and is produced by that which is above, and that which is below, in the occult sense. Therefore, the Sun on his own plane, the cosmic mental plane, is the egoic body of the Logos in the same sense as the egoic body of the microcosm is the product of the union of the monad, or spirit, and matter. Just as the body egoic of man, that which is called the causal body, is only in process of formation, and is not yet perfected, so we may predicate the same of the solar system, as it expresses the life of God. It is in process of perfecting. The Sun, manifesting through the Sun and its sphere of influence, is yet in a state of gradual development, and not until each cell within his body is fully alive and vibrating to a uniform measure, will he be full grown and perfected. Not until his radiation and his display of light is perfectly seen and felt, will his place among the heavenly constellations, the Son of God in the cosmic sense, be fully achieved. Not until each cell in his body is a sphere of radiant glory, a blaze of fire and light, and a source of magnetic radiation, or heat, occultly expressed, will the Sun in the heavens shine forth. From the cosmic point of view, as we know, our Sun is but of the 4th order, and on the lowest cosmic plane. When the Sun has, through the Sun, attained full expression, that is, perfected his display of light and heat, then he will shine forth upon another plane, that of the cosmic mental. We have the analogy in the microcosm or man. When a man's light fully shines forth, when his magnetic radiation has reached the stage of vivid interaction, or group activity, then he has attained full self-expression, and has included within his sphere of influence and control the mental plane. He is then considered a master. He also is of the 4th order. He is the quaternary. The etheric plane is the center of his life in the physical sense, just as we are told that the Sun and the planets esoterically are considered as existing in etheric matter. As above, so below, is the occult law. Therefore, the relationship